Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 4 of the Squadron Shootout Season 2 tournament. This episode, we've got two more conventional naval squadrons going up against each other. The first one is the Battle Sisters by the Shadow Kick, which fields a battleship named Hilda, a heavy cruiser named, battleship named Bertha, a heavy cruiser named Hilda, and a light cruiser named Madeline. Their opponent today is Force H by Comrade Ivan, which fields the King Edward class battleship, the King James class battle cruiser, which is actually this one, which I believe is our only battle cruiser in the whole tournament, if I'm remembering right, and then the Halcyon class light cruiser. So two very similar fleets, both rocking a battleship and a light cruiser. The only difference is Battle Sisters have a heavy cruiser instead of a battle cruiser. So let's go ahead and we will get this battle underway. Immediate shots from both sides. Shells hitting the water, probably not doing a whole lot. Looks like both sides are targeting the battleship of the other side. No, it looks like the battle cruiser is actually under fire from the Battle Sisters. Some hits being landed, damage being done. Ooh, Bertha and Madeline are kinda getting a little friendly there though. Hopefully Madeline doesn't shoot Bertha. Or no, that's Hilda. Dang, Bertha's the battleship, right? Yes. B is for battleship. Oh, Madeline's getting pushed around by Hilda a little bit there. They're kind of shoving each other around. I mean, they are sisters. This isn't surprising. It's like sisters not getting along? Who would have guessed? Bertha's taking some big hits, but not really taking damage. Being able to repair itself quite quickly. Meanwhile, the battle cruiser for Force H is down to 93.8%. It looks like some of the fire has shifted to the battleship of Force H, the King Edward. I believe this is the battle cruiser, that's the battleship. They're actually forming a battle line, which is pretty cool. Oh, but the light cruiser is in trouble. It is capsizing. I don't think you'd want the light cruiser at the front of the battle line anyway. I mean, it is cool that they're forming one, but not so cool that the light cruiser is capsizing at 99% health. How did that even happen? Like, how do you capsize that easily? Bertha's down to 96.5%. Hilda's at 96% as well. Madeline's doing just fine at 99.8%. That light cruiser is fully capsized, which basically means it's out of the fight, because its guns will never be able to hit in that state. It's just a matter of the Battle Sisters deciding to target it and finish it off. So right now it looks like only the light cruiser's flak is firing at the other light cruiser. Which, you know, doesn't do a whole lot to metal. It does look like they have metal undersides. Oh wait, no, that's stone. That's stone. Big, like a decent sized flak shell can damage stone. Ooh, hit right to that forward turret on the King James battle cruiser. Oh. Of course I get the hiccups in the middle of a video, why wouldn't I? And it's also lost one of its forward guns as well. That battlecruiser's not doing so hot. The battleship back here, it's lost some barrels. It's lost some guns on the forward turret. It doesn't even have any rear turrets I'm seeing. She is a big ship though. I'm just really amused at how this light cruiser capsized so easily. It is now just sailing upside down. Bertha's at 94%, but Hilda and Madeline are at 100%. Bertha has taken all the fire right now and is doing what the battleship does, being durable. And having really huge guns. Oh, that shell just bounced right off. That one did as well. Getting a lot of ricochets off of the side armor of the King Edward here. What is it doing? It's just kind of wiggling in place. That's weird. I'm surprised these AP frag shells fired from the Bertha don't have some sort of fuse. When they bounce off, they just don't do anything. Oh, the King Edward is putting itself in kind of a bad position, though. If it keeps going the way it is, it's going to end up pulling its own guns out of its firing arc. Oh, it looks like... Oh, it looks like Madeline and the King James over here are getting into a bit of a scuffle. Which is not a great thing for a light cruiser to be doing, fighting a battle cruiser. Especially when it seems like your only gun is flak. Only one of the 3 guns is firing, though. That's weird. It's not damaged. Unless they use belt feds and the first 2 are just in a reload cycle at the moment. Could also be that the ship is just out of ammunition, which would be a shame this early in the fight. Meanwhile, Hilda and Bertha are over here fighting the King Edward. And this battle has a whole bunch of durable ships in it, so not a whole lot is being done in actual damage on either side. Well, that's a big hole. It is a big hole in the King Edward right there. Force H is down to 77.3%, while the Battle Sisters are at 99.9%. Oh wow, there are no guns left on the King Edward. That's unfortunate. It's just a big brick of floating HP right now, which when the Battle Sisters are at 100% health, doesn't do you any good. Yeah, the light cruiser is disabled. Battle cruiser able to fight? Not really, no. There are no functional weapons left on Force H. I mean, technically the light cruiser might still have guns, but they can't, you know, do anything. Saw some hesh spalling from that heavy cruiser's gun there. Yeah, that's... And the light cruiser is uncapsizing? That's strange. I don't think I've ever seen a ship uncapsize like that before. But it has no guns left at this point. Those Hesh hits it took were quite destructive. Oh, and there goes the King James. It has been 2 damaged. Apparently that was just a reload cycle. Well, the rear gun is firing from the light cruiser again, but still the forward 2 are not. Which is really weird. Oh. Yeah, light cruiser, getting shot at by a battleship is really not what you want to have happen. It's really, really, really not. And it's capsizing again. Now that King Edward is just kind of sitting here, resigned to its fate, I think it's safe to say that the Battle Sisters have won this round. There's no coming back for Force H. Like, they do have materials to repair with, but their repair capabilities are not very strong. And without any functional weapons, I'm going to call this in favor of the Battle Sisters. This fight is over. It's only a matter of time. So let's go ahead and set up for round 2. Force H needs to step it up. That was a pretty dominant victory from the Battle Sisters. Let's go ahead and get this round started. I do like how they fall out into a battle line like that, if that was intentional. If that happened on purpose, that was pretty cool. But doesn't do you much good if your ships lose the fight that handily. And I mean, this is a very similar, very similar fleet composition. Like I said before, the only difference is Force H has a battle cruiser while the Battle Sisters have a heavy cruiser. This time Bertha and Hilda are getting a little unfriendly, instead of Hilda and Madeline like last round. Bertha's a sturdy girl. She's taking hits and just continuing on. Just like the battleship do. Now Madeline and Hilda have taken up the frontal positions. Bertha taking a hit to her superstructure. Not caring much. Ooh, frontal gun hit. Bertha has lost one of her guns. But with how little damage she takes, it's entirely possible she'll repair it back. Really, the heavy cruiser is one of the more formidable ships when it comes to firepower. And that light cruiser is capsized again. Because those Hesh rounds, like, Hesh is very powerful. Why do I only see 2 of... Where... What the heck? Why do I only see 2 of the 3 Battle Sisters? Where did Madeline go? Did she sink? Where did Madeline go? What the heck? Is this that teleport on damage glitch I've been hearing about? There are a whole bunch of shells detonating right here. There's nothing there. I mean, to be honest, Madeline was... Oh, Madeline is getting DQ time. So, yeah, where the heck did she go? I may have to restart this because of that. I wish I could use the map with the turning mods going on. Hold on. Before Madeline detonates, I need to investigate and make sure that she's not, like, sunken around here somewhere. I mean, we'll see the explosion when it goes off if she is, but if this is that teleport on damage glitch, I'm gonna have to restart this. Let's, let things continue. We're gonna let the explosion happen. Wait, Madeline stopped gaining DQ time. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So... I do not see the nuclear explosion anywhere. Which... I've heard about this teleport on damage glitch. I'd never actually seen it before until now, but Madeline just disappeared and then was disqualified and exploded, so we're gonna have to redo this round. We're gonna have to restart that because that's not fair. I mean, it could have ended up not making much of a difference because Madeline doesn't exactly have weapons that are good against the Force H ships, but it could have absorbed damage because now Force H only has 2 targets to focus on, which could make a huge difference. It can cause more damage to a single ship, reducing the effectiveness of the ships that can actually damage Force H. So, and I don't want to continue the battle and be like, oh well, if it goes well, then we'll just keep it. But if it doesn't go well, then I need to restart because it wasn't fair to the shadow kick, you know. So may as well just restart now. Madeline and Hilda having a little sibling scuffle again. They'll separate here in a moment. And like if I had been able to see the nuclear explosion somewhere, you know, then I could have figured out what happened, but I didn't see it. Madeline just vanished. So, it wasn't that far into the battle. It doesn't hurt to restart it. Wait, now the light cruiser is gone. What the heck, game? Well, I guess we're restarting again because now the light cruiser has teleported somewhere. Man, this is an annoying bug. I'm just going to sit here and try to keep all 6 ships in view at all times. Maybe if I'm watching them, they won't teleport away. Maybe I can see what's causing it. Because if it's just the game bugging out, I can't exactly punish the players for that. But if it's something that could have been prevented because of how the ships were built, that's a different story. Yeah, we're going to sit back here and watch the ships volley at each other. And hopefully none of them teleport out of the battle this time. Ooh, the King James class is taking some serious damage. I'm going to try and get a look at it without removing the Battle Sisters from the frame. Yeah, it lost 2 of its forward guns. That is a heavy, heavy blow. And the light cruiser looks like it's having some buoyancy issues again. Might be about to capsize. I'll let Force H get out of the frame there for a second. But there, both of them had a ship teleport out of a battle and we were forced to restart. It's fair. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I tried to cover my mic, but I don't know how effective it was. I'm going to hope that the teleport on damage glitch thing doesn't happen again. We're gonna zoom in here some on these ships. Yeah, those flak shells hitting the King James class, or no, King Edward battleship is just kind of amusingly ineffective. Pretty sure that shell was meant to be an AA shell. Just like the light cruiser guns on the Force H's ship here. The Halcyon class. Oh, is Bertha having some buoyancy issues? Is she below the water? It kind of looked like she was. Oh, that's not Bertha, that's Hilda. And no, she isn't. Well, she's really low in the water, but doing okay. Bertha's a little bit beat up above decks, but nothing terrible. Yeah. Oh, well. You know, I talked about how well the ship was doing, so of course the magazine immediately explodes and almost cuts the ship in half. Like, this ship almost despawned. If those blocks had been destroyed, it would have been 2 damaged, almost certainly. That is a pretty crippling blow for the Battle Sisters. So the question becomes, can the heavy cruiser Hilda take on a battleship? Oh, the battle cruiser got its rear gun back in the fight, so yeah, things are not looking good for the Battle Sisters right now. That magazine hit was extremely unfortunate for the Battle Sisters. It's gonna take, like, even with max repair bots, that much damage is gonna take a long time to fix. That is a giant hole. Now Hilda's taking some heavy fire. Surrounded in flak explosions, taking hits from the battle cruiser. Oh, both of Hilda's guns are gone. This is extremely bad for the Battle Sisters. Madeline's over here like, oh crap. I'm next. Yep, there it is. And she teleported out of the battle. Oh, no, it's still there. Okay, I thought I just watched it disappear. But no, it just... I thought that I'd be able to see it through the smoke there, you know, and it looked like it wasn't there. But no, she's still there. Which is good. Because at this point, I really wouldn't want to start over. Because this battle was decidedly going in Force H's favor, and starting over again in that situation would be really crappy, but... I mean, really, at this point, Madeline is not going to make a difference. Tell you one thing, I wouldn't want to be standing on the deck of any of these ships when a light cruiser is when one of the light cruisers is firing at them. Whoops, bumped my mouse. Because that flak would make standing on the deck of any of these ships quite unpleasant. Hilda needs to bring those guns back online. Where is Bertha? It would be great if Bertha could do the same. But right now, the Battle Systems fleet is pretty crippled. Hilda is getting some repairs in. She might be able to bring those guns back online. And if she does that, that can definitely... Oh, and Madeline is AI dead. The battle cruiser and light cruiser have finished her off. Now they're focusing on Bertha again. Which is probably the best situation for... Oh, that gun got back online, fired one shot, and then immediately got hit by a battleship cannon. And some more. It's like, please sir, can I have another? Like, Hesh is a quite dangerous shell, but at the same time, this battleship is bloody huge. It takes a lot of damage to actually do anything effective against. But Hilda is still in the fight. Bertha still could still repair something. Repair a gun or the like, even though that gun just took like a direct hit to the face. So this battle isn't over, but it is very much in Force H's favor. Oh, I just noticed the Halcyon class almost got itself DQ'd. It's at 53 seconds of DQ time. Hilda is trying her best, but her guns keep getting hit. And I don't think her firepower alone is enough. Oh, and Bertha is 80% and sinking. Not terribly surprising considering the damage she's taken. Hilda is trying real hard here. I think she's actually under the depression of the King Edward's guns. I don't think the King Edwards can actually shoot at her from right here. Whereas Bertha very much can. Look at those guns just flipping out, trying to figure out how to do this. Oh, that's some classic From the Depths silliness right there. Say, Hilda, I don't think ramming a battleship is going to achieve what you want to achieve here. Especially given you're slowing down simulation time by a lot. And now they're it just, did Hilda change sides? Is this a mating dance? Oh man, that's funny. Oh, that's really funny. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a cough today. It's allergies. Hilda has separated away, and she is still firing, still in the fight. The only question really is for how long. And oh, don't! You were in a perfect position, Hilda. Don't get into the battleship's firing arcs. Keep pelting it with Hesh and rip holes in its compartments and fill it with water and hope it sinks. That's basically your only chance. But the King Edward does not look like it is a ship that sinks easily. It has a lot of holes in it, a lot of lost buoyancy already, and it's doing just fine. Okay, Hilda has lost her guns again. I think it is safe to call this in favor of Force H at this point. Hilda tried. She did her best, but this battle is over. Let's go ahead and set round 3 up here, and hopefully not have any teleport glitches. And this is for the whole thing. This is for the entire battle. The entire match. Whichever side wins this battle wins the match. And I think the big deciding factor there was that massive magazine detonation that happened on Bertha. If that had not happened, it may have been a different battle. Because Hilda and Madeline just can't take on a battleship and a battlecruiser. I mean, the King James did have some pretty nasty hits on it early as well, but it didn't have the same effect. I believe the King James is firing AP frag rounds, if I remember right. Yeah, it looks like AP frag. Those may have been what set off the Bertha's magazine. Oh, Bertha's got some leaning issues there. Not too terribly bad. It might just be because of turning, but... Oh, Hilda, is your deck below the water? No, just I keep thinking that it is. It looks like it is. But it's not. Hilda's pretty durable herself. Bertha and Hilda both quite durable ships. Hilda's rear gun coming out of its firing arc there. Can't tell how its forward gun is doing because it's covered in flak explosions. Which Madeline is doing right back to the Halcyon. Oh, the Halcyon actually lost a gun there. The Halcyon looks like it may be having some buoyancy trouble again. The King James lost one of its turrets is basically completely disabled at this moment. Both battleships doing pretty fine, though the King Edward is in better shape than Bertha. Ooh, Bertha just lost a pretty significant chunk of health right there. No magazine detonations, but she has lost a couple of guns. Wouldn't it be funny if the reason Bertha died in the previous round, or why her magazine went off, is because the gun stuff up here got destroyed, and then a flak round from the Halcyon detonated above it and set off the magazines? Went through the hole that the gun used to be in. I just really like the idea of a light cruiser with a flak shell killing a battleship. It's a pretty close match right now, though Force H does have the upper hand at the moment. Force H is focusing on the Hilda battlecruiser. Oh, and now it looks like it's also firing at Bertha. And I mean, like, injuring Bertha and then leaving her be is not the greatest idea, because she does have pretty good repair capabilities and will bring those damaged weapons back online. Hilda can do the same, but it takes her much longer due to fewer repair bots. And shooting at Madeline is just a waste of ammo, honestly. Like, Madeline can't do much with these larger ships. Neither can the Halcyon. So shooting it, like, if you don't kill it, it's kind of a waste. Killing it can be somewhat useful because, you know, then you're removing HP from the battle, which can get you a win. Oh, Bertha having some serious listing issues. That also could have been why the magazine went off. A shell could have gone through her deck when she was listing and kaboom. Those flak explosions look really impressive, but their effects do not match their graphics. Bertha is getting awfully low in the water. She loses much more buoyancy. She's going to go down. Hilda and Madeline need to get her some relief. Getting close. Goad Force H into firing on them. Is Madeline... Madeline just shot Hilda a couple times. Oh, Bertha's getting DQ time. I think she's too low in the water. But she's not below 80%, so she's not getting a despawn timer yet. Well, I said Force H needed to step it up, and they've stepped it up. If Bertha gets disqualified here, things are not going to go well for the Battle Sisters at that point. She's struggling. She's trying. Repairing away hard. Trying to get those compartments unflooded. Trying to do some damage control. Oh, and there's the 80% in sinking, because I think one of the some of the magazines just went up. Oh, well, got disqualified first. That is bad news for the Battle Sisters. That leaves Hilda and Madeline to face the entire Force H fleet on their own. And while Hilda is firing Hesh rounds that are, Hesh is a very nasty round. They aren't big enough Hesh rounds to be a significant threat. And it looks like it's also firing like some frag rounds, not all Hesh. Those look like frag fragments, not Hesh spalling. Am I wrong and it's not even shooting Hesh at all? I could have sworn I saw Hesh fragments earlier. Those are regular fragments. Oh, there was some Hesh in that one. Okay, so it looks like maybe it's got either some interweaving shell types, or maybe one gun on each turret fires frag and the other one fires Hesh. Or maybe one turret fires Hesh and one fires frag. I don't know. But it definitely has both. I mean, Hilda's a tough little boat, too. Like, she's surviving pretty well against this battleship fire, but it's just the sheer tonnage difference is going to get her in the end. Oh, also taking hits to the gun is, never good. Now, wouldn't it be funny if Hilda sailed close to and basically used the King Edward as cover against the King James? Again, the Halcyon is not particularly useful in this fight because all of the ships are too tough for those frag rounds to do much of anything, or flak rounds. Whereas, the same thing with Madeline. The Force H ships are too tough for her flak rounds to do much of anything. The best she can hope to do is strip detection. Hilda is not looking so good right now. Is that one barrel functional? Is it going to fire, or... Yes, shoot at the battle cruiser way over there, not the battleship sitting right next to you. That makes perfect sense. Oh, and that gun was just hit and probably disabled. Well, I mean, it can technically fire, but without any barrels, the inaccuracy is going to be so high that we'll see shells do like fucking 60-degree, like that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Whee! I'm an effective shell. No, you're not. Barrels are important. And it does not look like the Battle Sisters are going to have enough materials to repair Hilda to a combat functional state. And with Madeline basically being, well, not exactly useful offensively, I think I'm going to call this battle in favor of Force H once there are no materials left and Hilda is unable to fire, because Madeline is not going to win this. No way, not happening, impossible. It's only a matter of time. Hilda could potentially get lucky and land like 6 direct hits to the enemy, to the King Edward's magazines, and just blow it straight to the bottom of the ocean, but it can't do that if it has no materials, which it doesn't. Or, well, if its guns are disabled and it has no materials to repair them. So yeah, at this point, I'm going to call this battle in favor of Force H, which means it wins the round. Which is a little surprising, because after that the very first round, Battle Sisters won quite dominantly. And then rounds 2 and 3, completely different stories. You know, ignoring the teleport on damage glitch issues that we had. So yeah. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.